The Emergencies Act inquiry has been bringing out a lot of things. Yesterday was quite eventful, but the last 2 days there's been something that Brendan Miller, who is the counsel for the convoy, and I'm going to be showing a video of him in a bit. He's been sort of probing the question of, does anyone know who the person who was carrying the swastika flag was at the Freedom Convoy in the first weekend there? And the reason why is because, well, apparently there's a sworn affidavit talking about who the person is. We're going to get into that in a second. The question is, what does this have to do with Melissa Lantsman? And so I'm going to show you what Melissa said back in February in House of Commons, and some things that happened, and what Justin Trudeau said, and a couple things. And then we're going to get into this whole story.
Mr. Speaker, Conservative Party members can stand with people who wave swastikas. They can stand with people who wave the Confederate flag.
All right, so right there, you can see him saying that, you know, conservatives will stand with the swastika, etc., etc. Well, the person who asked him a question, because if you don't know a question period, that's how it goes. The opposition asks a question, you know, then the government has to answer. And that was his response to Melissa Lantsman in one of her questions. I'm not going to show you the question. I'm just going to skip to the end where she did a point of order in regards to this. And let's go watch that.
I am a strong Jewish woman and a member of this House and a descendant of Holocaust survivors, and I have never it's never been singled out, and I have never been made to feel less, except for today when the Prime Minister accused me of standing with swastikas. I think he owes me an apology. I'd like an apology, and I think he owes an apology to all members of this House.
All right, so there's Melissa Lantsman being very specific that I am Jewish, and you are saying that I stand with something that is against Jewish people and stuff like that. So now we're going to go hear from Brendan Miller. This was after he actually got kicked out of the Emergencies Act, so it was a very sort of tense moment of what happened. And I can't really blame the commissioner, because Brendan Miller has been very aggressive in how he's been approaching things, and I feel that aggressive nature is needed, but he was also being disrespectful to the commissioner, which is why he got kicked out of the hearing yesterday or the other day. So anyways, let's take a look at what he says, and we'll come back to it after.
So explain to us why you've named Brian Fox.
Because we have a witness in our application who had met the person with the flag, all right, on the day he was running around with it, and can identify him as Mr. Fox.
Who's that?
All right, so apparently Brendan Miller does have some sort of witness proof. Now, this isn't like the witness saw the ID of the person or whatever, so there is a lot of speculation of what could have actually happened for all that to happen. Maybe it's a person that looked like Brian Fox that said their name was Brian Fox. Maybe their name actually is Brian Fox. Maybe they, you know, who knows, right? But with that being said, let's take a look at what Enterprise said as a statement for this. All right, so this is the website for Enterprise Canada, and right when you get there, this pops up right here, and it's talking about, you know, the comments that were made at the Emergencies Act inquiry. And when we go down, essentially what they're doing is they're saying that he was never there, that that there's no truth to this absurd and despicable accusation against Brian Fox and Enterprise Canada. It sounds like that they want to go sue Brian Miller. Now, apparently Brian Miller does have some sort of privileges in regards to being counsel in the Emergencies Act inquiry, or even just in court in general, that he can say things so long as he has some sort of proof to back it up, even if it's defamation and stuff like that. And so here there was an update that put up yesterday. Brian Fox has not been in Ottawa since 2019. Brian Fox has not been involved with the Liberal Party of Canada or the Freedom Convoy protests in any way. Now, the reason why that's important is because Brendan Miller also said that Enterprise Canada was hired by the Liberal Party for, let's say, PR or some sort of thing. So how does this all let's take a look at Brian Fox and those pictures of what they're talking about, and then we're going to get into the whole Melissa Lantsman thing. All right, so this is a tweet that was sent to me. Kent the Mountain posted this. So this is a picture of the website, Enterprise Canada, and you can see Brian Fox as principal, and that is a picture of him. Now, there is another picture I'm going to show a little bit later. He doesn't have the beard or the glasses, but let's take a look at the next one. So there's him with allegedly him at the convoy. That what he's holding there is a swastika flag, but they just kind of zoomed in on him. There are some other pictures too that were taken in apparently places where people were not allowed to walk. So that was also kind of suspicious at the same time. And this is just one of the photographers who's taking pictures, and that is this wouldn't be the Brian Chan guy. This would be Trudeau's actual photographer that people were talking about that they ID'd at the Freedom Convoy. So this is the reason why people are suspecting it's Brian Miller, and also along with the witness statements, it could all match up. Who knows? Not Brian Miller, Brian Fox, sorry. And so, anyways, this is what they're looking at. So let's take a look at Melissa Lantsman now. Now, for any of you who don't know, Melissa Lantsman is a Conservative MP for Thornhill, Ontario, and she is now the deputy leader of the official opposition. So Pierre Poilievre, when he was elected in, made her one of the two deputies. And so I just want to get that out of the way first so you understand who this person is. Sort of like the second highest person on the opposition. So if she was in government, she'd be Chrystia Freeland's position, sort of thing, right? So if you don't know about this website, I'm going to be using it here today. So it's called the Wayback Machine. You just type it into Google, and essentially you can click it, and then you can, once the website loads up, you can go to any website, for example, canada.ca, and you browse history, and what it's going to do is it's going to show you a full timeline of every single snapshot that's ever been taken for that website, and you can literally click on, let's say, 2003, to see what the website looked like back then, if there's been any changes, you know, March 29th, 2003, or March 19th, and it's going to redirect because the website was different back then. It had gc.ca instead of just .ca, and as you can see, an outdated website. We can click on it. Sometimes it takes a lot longer to load than this, but this is what we're looking at. Things don't load up properly and stuff like that. So this is what the Wayback Machine offers. It offers you an opportunity to see what something looked like in the past. For example, if you wanted to look at Elon Musk's Twitter page, you can grab the link, pop it in there, and you could see things from different timelines if there were snapshots taken, because there's not always snapshots taken. So let's take a look at Enterprise Canada, which is what I was looking at the other day. So Enterprise Canada has been around for a while, but this is the only amount of screenshots that we have. So let's go to 2021, and let's say March 4th. So as you can see up here, it says enterprisecanada.com/talent. That is right from their website as their link, as you can see, and also March 4th, 2021. So when we scroll down, we see Melissa Lantsman. So when I was looking at this yesterday, I was like, why is she on that website? Because I thought she was elected in for a lot longer than just 2021. Essentially, she was working for Enterprise Canada up until she got elected into Parliament as an MP. She was elected as MP, or the person to run in the election, back in March of 2021, and then she ended up winning the seat and became part of the federal government. Now down here we can see Brian Fox, of course, different picture and stuff like that, but this is from 2021, so you know they must have done pictures in the last year. Now over here on Wikipedia, now I found this morning, but I didn't want to use this because a lot of people say, well, Wikipedia is all propaganda. It says Lantsman was the National Vice President of Public Affairs at Enterprise Canada, a strategic communications firm. So that is true because, like I said, we can actually see it right here. She is the Vice President of National Public Affairs. Even if we go and click on it, you can see some more information in regards to her. It just takes a second to load. And here you can see the whole write-up of her, some of her history, what she's done with the company and stuff like that, her official email for Enterprise Canada and stuff like that. So the question I have is, this whole Brian Fox thing is being kind of blown up out of proportion. There's all sorts of different interviews happening. There's allegations that may hold water, may not hold water, and Melissa Lantsman was co-workers with him. They were buddies. So the question is, will Melissa Lantsman reach out to Brian Fox, because I'm sure she's heard his name being thrown around, and ask him what's going on and try and get some truth out of this? Because everything that I've seen in terms of her record and being in government so far has been pretty solid, and I would want to hope that she would do that. But then there's some conspiracy theories saying, well, she went and applied for the chair of the seat, or for the seat of the Conservative Party back in March in 2019, and she was elected that same year on her first year she ever ran for politics, and now she's in the Conservative Party as the second to the top. Some conspiracy theories would think that maybe she was, doing something more nefarious, and maybe she was working with Brian Fox if Brian Fox did it. But with that being said, I just want to point out that she has extensive political campaigning experience with conservative parties of the like. So she's always been conservative, so we can't say anything about her being liberal, because why would a conservative want to spread that kind of bad light against something that the conservatives didn't agree with in the first place, right? So anyways, that's just my 2 cents on this. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you know Melissa Lantsman, ask her to reach out to Brian Fox and be like, hey, what's going on? Anyways, you have yourself a wonderful day. We'll catch you later.